What's up, guys? I hope you're all doing very well. I hope the sound and the lighting looks and sounds fine. Got a bit of a different setup. It's a bit more closer up, so I'm hoping that's a lot better for people who's watching. But if you guys are not too aware, I did a predictions video for this show, so I thought I would do a review. And yes, then if we get decent viewership, then I'll be looking to do these in the future. But if that's something that you'd want to see, then definitely let me know. So I've got the image from each match on the top left. Um, and then we'll talk about each match, like my thoughts on it, and definitely post yours in the comment section, guys. But I'd definitely like to hear your thoughts and views on the show and each match actually as well. But yeah, so I'll just be talking about each match. The only thing I've not got on there is the Grayson Waller segment, but I will be happy to talk about that at the end of the show or something. But yeah, it's basically the same setup I had on the predictions show. I might be looking to change it up in the next few, like the next time I do something like this. But yeah, like I'm known for doing my gaming, where I do my live streams on Twitch. So if you're not following me on there, then definitely go and check me out on there. But yeah, we'll be just sticking to the wrestling, and let's jump straight into the first match. So the first match, as you can see in the top left, we've got Trish and Becky, which is, I believe, I'm not sure if it's their second or third. I think it's their third match. I think they had one in midweek, but it was a non. If I remember correctly, it was a non. It was a non-finish. So this was their first proper good match their proper match that they've had that didn't have anyone to be to mess it up. And they saved the best for last because I thought this was one of the best women's matches of the entire year. One of the best matches you'll see. This is probably for me match of the night. For me, it was everything that you wanted it to be. Zoe Stark didn't basically get involved until the very ending, and that there was a storyline to be played into that one as well. But I'm very happy that you had Becky to come away with the win. I did have Trish to win this one in my predictions because I thought they was going to have Tiffany to get involved, but what they did after made a lot more sense. So you had Becky to win this one, very clean. Great match, great spots. Showed why Trish is truly the GOAT of women's wrestling. Like, if she's not the GOAT, she's definitely in that bracket of the Litas and the Chinas. But she's definitely up there, and Becky's at just on a whole other level at the moment. There's not many people I don't think that can be in that level with Becky. If I'm being fully truthful, and this match showed that. But you had Becky to win clean. I'll say clean. You still had Zoe start to get involved, but Becky dealt with Zoe, and at the end, Zoe Stark and Trish basically turned on each other, and Zoe Stark turned on Trish. So, and by the looks of it, it looks like Trish is done being the heel. It looks like Zoe Stark's going to be the heel. So it looks like it's going to be a face turn for Trish. That's what it looked like to me. I'm not sure if it's been portrayed in a different way, but yeah, I think it works very well. Still not sure what I think of Zoe Stark. Mike's skills and her character are just shocking. But in terms of Trish, you know what you're getting from Trish. Her mic skills, her character work, her wrestling ability, it's just on a whole other level. And then yeah, I was very happy with what they did here. The right person won. Then they end the feud here, and then in the backstage you had Tiffany and Becky have a back and forth talk where she tried to apologise to Becky for stating she was a former champion because she wasn't. And I think she made matters worse because she's just gone basically said to Becky, "You want a shot at my title? You basically know where I work." So I think you set that up for no mercy. She's got a defense this week on NXT versus Kiana James, but I think that's a filler, and I think you're going to see Becky versus Tiffany very soon. If it's not by No Mercy, it'll be the pay-per-view they got after that. But yeah, it'll be very soon. I really think that's can be very soon. But yeah, this was one of my matches of the night. But definitely post your thoughts on this match, guys. I thought it was a very good match. The best they've had in all their matches. They ain't had a good match their entire feud. So this was a really good way to end their feud. And I just think they've, not so much the talent, it's more the writing team have dragged this feud out. And I don't think they had to. And they really messed up the feud by doing that. But finish it on this match. They both go their own ways. It looks like Trish and Zoe Stark will be facing off, and it looks like Becky will be going after the NXT Women's title. That's what it looks like to me. And let's jump into the next one, which is LA Knight versus The Miz. And I forgot to mention John Cena was a special guest referee. So this match was okay. I think I didn't have any high hopes in terms of wrestling wise. You knew the build that goes into this match. I don't think there was a lot else they should do, and I'm not sure if I want to see this feud to keep going on. I don't know if it does much in that sense. I personally would have LA Knight go for the US title, but I know probably they're gonna do another match up with The Miz for LA Knight. Probably just a filler. But their feud has been really good, so I wouldn't be fully against it. You had LA Knight to win here. It was a very clean win. Don't think he had much of a struggle with it, if I'm being honest. And then you had the approval from John Cena at the end when he held his hand high. So not too much to speak about this one, guys. Very basic, very, wouldn't say a not so good match, but it was one of the matches where I was like, it was good. Yeah, I do like they did add John Cena into it. It made it a lot better. Like, if you didn't have John Cena into it, I do think it would have been quite disappointing, just because you knew they weren't going to do much outside of that. So to add John Cena, I think, was a very smart move, and yeah, I think that was the best thing that they could have done for this match. But yeah, the right person won. Just want to see what they're both doing next. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. And then you got Ray versus Austin Theory, which was for the US title. Another match where it was kind of like, if you put it on SmackDown, I don't think it would have been that bad. I think the issue they had with this one was you could have put it on SmackDown. It was nothing special. Both guys did what they always do, and I think they did very well with that. Oh, sorry guys, just trying to sort this out. But yeah, I think they both did really well with what they had, and yeah, I just think you should have put this match on like a SmackDown. It was a very safe and brief match. I feel, because it was a clean win for Ray, I feel they're pushing Austin Theory to go face very soon. That's the impression I got from the ending of that match. There wasn't too much into it. I think they're holding that for like Ray versus Santos match. I feel that's what they're holding out for. But yeah, there wasn't too much to talk about in this one, guys. I think it was a very straightforward match. Wouldn't say it was an awful match, but it was quite forgettable in that sense, where it's like it was okay for what it was. I just felt they could have put this on SmackDown, and they could have put the IC title match on here instead. But I get it. By time wise, they wanted to do something a bit different, so I get why they did it the way they did. But yeah, it was very average, this match. Nothing really happened in that sense. Lots of people were expecting Austin Theory to win because of a heel turn from Santos, but that never happened. That's not going to happen, not yet. I think you probably do that at is it Fastlane? You might see it at Fastlane, but yeah, not too much happened on this one. So let's go on to the next one, guys, because Ray basically won in a very clean fashion. There was nothing really to it. But yeah, I like both guys, but yeah, the match was quite forgettable. And then one of the matches of the night in the Guild tags in a street fight, which was Owens and Sammy versus Finn Balor and Priest, known as the Judgment Day. This was the only match where the titles did change hands, and I'm still quite split on how I feel about the title change, because Owens and Zayn, I thought, did a really good job, despite the poor booking that they had. They just didn't get booked up against anyone apart from the Judgment Day. They just didn't want to book outside of that. They didn't want to book against any lowercase teams. They were teasing the Street Profits just gone on SmackDown, but yeah, they've clearly made their mind that they want all of the gold on the Judgment Day. They want them to be the next big faction, which I don't mind, but just feel bad for Zayn and Owens in that sense. But I'm hoping they do use these tags not just to do what they've done with Rhea, in the sense of she won her title, and then they focus on the not on the bloodline stuff, on the Judgment Day stuff, and then the titles are second focus. I don't want that to be the case. But yeah, the plan I think was always for the Judgment Day to win them. It was practically a 5-on-2. Well, it wasn't a 2-on-2 match. It was practically a 5-on-2. They didn't stand a chance. But it'll be very fascinating to know what they do next. I'm very split on the title change. I'm not sure if it did have to happen, but I get it that lots of people did feel the champions were getting stale, in the sense of they've done nothing with the titles, and I don't think that's all on them. I think it's just been poor writing, because they only want the Judgment Day in that picture on Raw. So that was always going to happen for me, and I think you'll now be seeing the titles be used a lot more. As much as it sucks as for Owens and Zayn, I do think it does make a lot of sense. So yeah, I don't think there was too much else. Rio got involved, and JD also got involved, as you knew they would, and Dom doing what he always does. But yeah, it was a very good match. I thought it was one of the matches of the night, and yeah, I thought both did really well. And we move on to the women's match, which was Rhea versus Raquel. This was Rhea's first actual proper feud and match that I felt has been good. Like, her entire run as the champion, it's been poor. Like, apart from maybe her match on NXT against Lyra, and Zelina Vega was a good match as well. This was the first proper good match she's had during her reign on Raw. that has been good. I liked how they used the build when Rhea took out Liv. They've been using that very well to fuel Raquel's revenge. I thought this match was really good, as I said it would be. I felt they were very well matched against each other. Lots of people don't like these sort of matches, and you felt that with the crowd. The crowd wasn't fully into this match, and I think the reason for that is because they just don't like these sort of matches. And that sucks, because this was one of Rhea's best matches, and I thought it was a really good match. By the post match reaction, Raquel wants a second shot, and I'm not sure if Rhea's going to give her it. She might have to jump through some hoops to go and get that shot. But yeah, it was the finish. You knew what was going to happen. Dom was going to get involved, and Rhea goes over clean. I say clean, but he did get involved. So was it clean? Not so much, but yeah, you knew what the ending was going to be. I thought it was a solid match for what they was going for. Could they have done more? Perhaps, but I think it was more storyline based. So I don't think they wanted to do anything like major, like to go out of their way. And I think they were trying to focus on the main event as well as that tags match. So this match kind of just got lost in the shuffle, I think. But they still did a solid job with the booking. I felt they both looked very strong. Yeah, they kept the storyline where it was meant to be. It's the whole premise of Raquel was doing it for Liv. So yeah, the entire build was there. But yeah, it's the first real proper match of Rhea's reign that I've actually cared about. And that's sad to say, because Rhea's a great talent. She's probably one of the best women on there. So I think they could definitely be looking to do a lot more with her reign as well as her talents. But I think they're so focused on the Judgment Day that they've got to go back to what works, and I think they did that during this match. As I said, you knew how it was going to end, and that was the issue that I found with this match, is you knew exactly how it was going to end. You knew Rhea wasn't losing just yet. It's just too early. The only people I see knocking off Rhea in that sense is not because Raquel's not good enough. The story's just not there for Raquel to go and take the title. Whoever takes the belt off her, it's got to be right timing, and that person's got to be ready to take that spot from Rhea. And I'm not sure if Raquel's in that bracket just yet. The only other two people I can honestly look at and be like, okay, they could take that belt off Rhea, is either Becky, but it looks like Becky's going for the NXT, and it looks like she's going to be doing some stuff down there, but they might set it up for WrestleMania. But my main one is Liv Morgan. I think the whole storyline is there, so when Liv is ready to come back, she's all fit and ready. I think you have her to win Royal Rumble, and you have her to choose Rhea. I think the match is all there. It's just up to the writing team if they want to use their brains and set that match up. But until then, I think you've got to kind of just look for good opponents for Rhea and have Rhea be booked strong. And the issue is they're trying to book Raquel at the same time, and they're not going to be able to book two strong women and match them up against each other. So I want to see what they're going to do in this second match that they've got coming up. But I think it's a good learning curve for Raquel, because she hasn't really had a crack at a world title since she's been on the main roster. If I believe correctly, that's her first shot at a major title. So yeah, there's still a lot to explore with her. If she goes heel at some stage, we know she's very good when she's a heel, but just not against Rhea. I just think they match up very well, and I think they've done a really good job. A right person won, and let's see what they do in Raw. Then we go on to the main event, and you had Seth versus Nakamura. Again, one of my matches of the night. I think my favourite match, it goes back and forth between this one and Trish versus Becky. I think I picked Trish versus Becky just because of what Trish is still able to do at her age. But this match is not far behind, and lots of people won't like this sort of match because it's very it's not fast paced and it's very storyline based. It had a brilliant they just balanced this match out so well, and they used the back pain for Seth to perfection. They did it throughout the match, and as I said, lots of people will be frustrated with this match because they don't like matches that are slow and storyline based. They like quick and fast matches. But if you're a proper wrestling fan that likes different styles, you will love this match. This was up Nakamura's street 100%. Like, he's so good at these sort of matches. It was different for Seth because Seth is used to going fast pace, so it was a different pace for Seth. But we know Seth can adapt to that style, and I think they did a really good job. I thought it was one of the matches of the night. The right person won in Seth. He didn't win by a fine margin. He survived, and when they went off air, Nakamura took Seth out, which means that feud's not done. Just like Rhea and Raquel. So a few of these feuds are going to be running into Fastlane, which is at the start of October, I believe. So they've got a good few weeks to build. You probably won't see a lot of that build for this week because they're probably going to be building that superstar spectacle. So you'll probably see John Cena about. He'll probably be in the works for that. I'm not sure what they're doing for that show, but I don't really expect any of the proper build to start till probably at least next week. So yeah, but I thought this match was really good. I think they booked it very well. Lots of people won't like this sort of match because of the pace, but I thought it was a really good match. But that is the run through all of the matches, guys. Don't think I forgot any. If I have, then post in for comments if I have forgot any. And I wanted to speak about the Grayson Waller segment as well. I forgot to put that in here. But I thought that was really good as well. I was very surprised how quickly they brought back Jey Uso. So Rhodes basically said he's bringing someone in, and we didn't know who. He had a big announcement, and it was to announce that Jey Uso is going to be the newest member of the Raw roster, which I think is brilliant. It gets him away from the bloodline, gets him away from his brother in that sense, and I don't mean that in a bad way. But if they're after setting them two up at WrestleMania, you need to let it breathe, and they both need to be away from each other, and it allows main event Jey Uso to go and do his thing, and I'm hoping he goes for some titles. I'm hoping he goes up against Gunther for the IC title. All depending what happens this coming week against Chad Gable, but I think you can definitely do something there. I think he's definitely a person that could be a tough opponent for him. So I think there's a lot of stuff you get from bringing in Jey Uso, and I don't think it's done with Grayson. So I think they'll probably do Grayson versus Jey Uso for Fastlane. I think they'll be setting that up for like a quick matchup, which is good for both of them, I feel. But yeah, I said this in my predictions video. If you haven't checked that out, I said this show was going to be really good. Lots of people were going into the show just no enthusiasm, and I didn't get why. It was the one show where it was like, this is set up to be a really good show because you got no bloodline stuff, so that's at least about 40 to 50 minutes of their match alone, and you didn't have that on this show. So they spread out the time for each match a lot better than they would with a Bloodline match. I do love that faction. I do love them. I love Reigns. I love Sakura. Love the entire lot of them. But the time they take up on the shows, it's too much at times. And that's why when I heard from some people, they was like, "Oh, this show is not, like, I'm not hyped for it," and nothing. And I'm just like, I don't get how you're not hyped for it. It's a solid card for one. Each match for me, it had good build. Is it like amazing build? No, but it has solid build, and I felt they did a really good job with what they was trying to do. And with the Bloodline not being there, you had more time for each match, which showed in the entire card. The only matches I think that didn't quite do it for me were Miz and LA Knight. I thought was quite flat, but it did what it had to do. And then you had the US title match. I thought was quite short. I thought you could have done that on a SmackDown show. And the women's match for Rhea and Raquel, I thought was very good, but you knew how it was going to end, and it took the investment out of that just a little bit. So my thoughts on the entire show, probably I rate it about an 8 out of 10. My favourite matches were the tags, Seth and Nakamura, and Becky and Trish for me was match of the night. I think that's going to be a hard match to beat for the women's for the rest of the year. That's a very good match. That they used the right match type. They both talents just brought their best, and I think that's going to be hard to go on top. But yeah, guys, post your thoughts on this show, and if you would like to see more videos like this one, then definitely let me know. I'm used to just doing the prediction videos for this sort of stuff, but if you would like to see this sort of stuff a bit more often, definitely let me know, guys, and I'll definitely be willing to do these sort of videos going forward. I do mostly for gaming stuff, stream Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays at 5 p.m. My links are all in my fill out. When you click on my channel, you'll see all the links there. Just press on the social links and it will take you right there with it's called Matthew Coots Gaming, as that you can see in the bottom bit there as well. I've got my own logo as well. It's all set out like that. So if you would like to check out that sort of stuff, it'd be really great to see a lot of you pop over there. I stream on Twitch and I upload all of my live streams up on here. So if that's something that you would like to check out, then definitely go and check that out, guys. I'll be live today at 5 p.m. actually as well. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that, guys. But if you guys did like this video, definitely like, share and subscribe. I'll be putting a lot more stuff on this channel, a lot more, and yeah, I'm just trying to mix things up a bit more on here as well, not just doing the gaming part of it. But if you would like to see more wrestling stuff, I'll be happy to go and do that sort of stuff. It's the first, I think I've only done one other review for a wrestling show, so definitely let me know if this is something that you do like, and if the views are good, and I get some good feedback on this, I'll be willing to go and do another. But yeah, thank you to everyone that has checked out the video. I'm going to end it there, but post your comments, guys. What were your thoughts on the show, and what were the matches that you liked? I'd love to hear your thoughts and views, guys. But I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Until next time, guys. Thank you to everyone that's checked out the video, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Thank you very much.